Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask TE, a mini episode of Girl Edition where we will be answering questions that viewers have sent in. Please be advised that we are not giving professional advice in this series. Now, let's meet everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Laurel Jones.
Hey everyone, my name is Lauren Faria.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Melendez.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily Walker.
And I am Jessica Larry.
So somebody asked that they're going to do a pageant for the very first time, and they want to know if we have any tips and tricks because they're super nervous.
Just go into the competition with an open mind. You shouldn't expect to receive anything. You should really be getting out experiences and making memories with these girls because it's really a fun activity and an opportunity to take.
One thing, go ahead.
I'd overall just say just have fun with it and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just allow yourself to go in, just have fun, go with the flow, especially if it's your first time. Just take in anything that you can because my first time doing a prelim with the Miss Texas organization, I was so nervous and I kind of overwhelmed myself and I kind of allowed that to take over. So just have fun and go with the flow. I think that's the biggest advice, and use the girls around you as your resource to like calm you down and have fun and just let yourself go with the day of the whole entire pageant. Just have fun.
One thing that I can say is do what you know. I wouldn't try to overdo anything. I mean, yes, it's always good, but doing what you know and what you're confident is, it's going to show to the best of your abilities because that's the best thing you know how to do. And it's going to show the judges that this is your strong suit. This is what you're able to do comfortably and confidently. So I definitely think that just making sure you give it your all, but doing also stay in your comfort zone. But it's okay to step out every now and then, but making sure you're doing something that you're confident is going to show to the best of your abilities.
And understand that if you don't do as well as you wanted to, it's not the end of the world. I mean, there's so many activities that these girls are involved in, and it amazes me. But just understand that if you don't place, it's not the end of the world, and you have an opportunity to try again.
Those are great points.
I did my first pageant this year, and I was really nervous. I had no idea what was going on at all. I just kind of walked in and I was like, "Hi, I'm Kim," and then we just went with it. So I think it's important to identify why you want to do a pageant because that'll really determine how you go about the entire process. And so really find why you want, find the why. So yes.
Our next question is from someone who would like to remain anonymous. Also, our last question, let me just say that the majority of the questions we got, these people are wanting to stay anonymous, so we will just say that at the beginning every time we ask your question. So the next question is from someone who would like to remain anonymous, and they said, what should I do if my boyfriend cheated on me? I really want things to work out, and we're going to the same college, and we've been together for a while. So when I saw this question, I immediately thought, well, I think it's up to you. The decision is really yours. You shouldn't let your friends persuade you what to do. I don't think that you should be pressured into making a decision because honestly, they don't know how long they've been together. They don't know the ups and downs y'all have been through. I really think the decision is up to you. And if you are willing to work it out and talk through it and trust your partner again, it's really the decision is yours. But the best thing I can say is don't let your friends or parents or anyone else persuade you to make a decision because they're not in the relationship with you.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
100% agree. I think that as long as you are open, as long as both parties in the relationship are open to keeping that communication open and rebuilding that trust, whether that's finding new activities that y'all like doing or just anything that y'all can do to make that trust rebuild, because that's the biggest thing, having that communication, open communication and trust, especially if you think that this relationship is worth fighting for, then it's going to be worth it in the end, putting in that time and hard work in order to get back, not even back to where you were, but to the new you and the new relationship that y'all are going to be able to have.
Yes. Honestly, you just, going off of what Laurel said, you're going to have to evaluate that relationship, determine whether or not it's worth fixing, have a conversation with that person, and honestly understand how you found out, if it was that person that told you or a friend that told you, and have that conversation to really understand what exactly is going on. The end, it doesn't seem like it's worth fixing, then tell that person bye and move on. You have so many amazing opportunities ahead of you.
I 100% agree with that. Just keeping an open mind 100%, and just if you do feel that it is something worth doing the work and putting in the work for, then I would say go for it. And if it's not, then you have to realize that there's so many other opportunities and so many other relationships that you have the potential to be in down the line, and just learning to accept that. So whatever the situation is, just knowing what is best for you.
I think
100%.
to add on to that, I think taking time to think is also really important when it comes
Yes.
to that.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Don't act on an angry mind.
Yes.
Or
Yes, definitely.
For sure. All right. I believe we're ready for the next question. So this one also comes from someone who would like to remain anonymous. So this is, I'm moving to a new school going into high school, and I'm really nervous. And I don't know anyone at this new school. Do you have any advice for me?
Honestly, everyone's been there. Going to a new school can be very, very challenging. It's honestly just finding a group of people. For me, going to high school is band and ROTC, just finding people who have similar interests with you, and then who are also going to help you keep you motivated to keep up with your academics.
One thing that I can say is I started at a new school my sophomore year, and I was completely new. I knew absolutely no one at that school. It was in a different town, and it was really hard. I sat alone at lunch my first day, but I think you have to be willing to be open. And I know it can be
Yes.
really scary to open up and talk to new people, especially at a place where you literally know no one. I think that it can be really scary to open up and talk to new people, but I think just starting a simple conversation. I asked someone where the bathroom was, and they ended up being my friend for that school year. Just asking a simple question or finding something you have in common. I know it can be really scary to start a conversation with someone, especially when you know no one, but I think just being willing to be open is something that's really important, especially starting at a new place you don't know.
100%. So I started at a brand new middle school. It was a switch from 7th to 8th grade, so going into 8th grade, and I was so nervous. I remember, but I remember being so nervous. Like the night before, I literally couldn't sleep. I was like sick to my stomach because I was just so nervous. And I really think that I was just overthinking it. And so just allowing yourself to know that this is a new opportunity for yourself. You get to make new friends. You get to have
Yes.
new classes,
New
new
hobbies,
opportunities to be in
right.
clubs. Exactly. Like it's going to be a great opportunity, and you can use it in a positive way, or you can let yourself get overwhelmed with all the negative thoughts. But I think if you go into it with a positive mindset and looking to find new friendships and new relationships and new hobbies, then it can be something really amazing for your life.
Let's say you don't meet
Mindset.
anyone on the first day. You're going to school for your academics, and that should be the most important thing. But it's also great to develop these relationships within your classes, your organizations, and also extracurricular activities.
I think it's really exciting that you have the opportunity to go out and go to a different school and meet different people and all that good stuff. Because when you go to school with the same people since second grade,
Yeah.
you like that's it. That these are the people, and people always talk about when you go off to college, you'll meet all these great people. Well, you kind of get that right now. So think about it like that.
One thing I can also add, I know that when I moved schools, lunch was a really big problem for me at first because I mean, I knew absolutely no one. I had no friends at that school. And when everyone already, they again, like Kimberly said, they've gone to school with each other since first or second grade, even kindergarten. They already have their friend groups. Like you're walking into a new school and it's kind of scary to just go say, hey, can I sit with you? And I know that I had a teacher who I hit it off with right off the bat, who she was my favorite teacher at that school. And I asked her if I can eat lunch in her classroom, and she let me do that. There's the library available. You can find a different teacher that if you like. I know that that was a huge problem for me. And I think that even if you can't open up, there's always other ways.
All right. Our next question is by Anonymous. How can I have more confidence / self-love on my body image? I've been struggling these past couple weeks with how I look because of what people have said online.
Just to start that off, I think that everyone really has to realize for themselves that I am beautiful and I have so many things about me that are unique. So I like to start my day every day by just going in front of the mirror and just pointing out little things that I love about myself. And if you do that, you have a few things one day, by the end of the week, you're going to have a big list of things that you love about
Yes.
yourself and that you can find yourself loving about yourself. So just taking the time to figure out what you want for yourself and what you love about yourself can be super important, and not letting people on the internet who are just trying to get a rise out of you or trying to make you upset and going out of their way to make you upset, which I think is just terrible. Don't let those negative people affect what positive things you can come up with about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. If you are getting bullied online, definitely take a break from social media or wherever that person is harassing you. You have to take a break, put it to the side, and then really evaluate who you are as a person, because that could have a toll on how you view yourself. And like Laurel said, do little things that just keep you motivated and keep you loving yourself.
I definitely agree. I think that social media has definitely set a huge standard for how our body is supposed to look and what personality traits we're supposed to have, and it definitely should not be that way at all. I think that another way to find like your inner self-confidence and help with your body image is finding a good hobby that you can really thrive and shine
Yes.
through. I know theater, I am like when I'm on stage and I'm in theater and I'm doing a monologue or I'm doing a musical theater piece, I know that that's when I feel my best, that nobody else in the room
For
can
sure.
bother me, that I feel untouched when I'm doing that. I think that finding a hobby or even a sport, anything that you can really shine through and that you don't, nothing else in the room matters to you. Finding something that gives you that feeling is where you're most confident and where you're on top. And I think that doing that will definitely boost your self confidence.
Yeah, and also when doing something that you love, you're also most of the time surrounded by other people who love what you're doing with them as well. So those people are going to then build you up, and you won't be surrounded by people who are trying to tear you down. Keeping those people around you is so important for your self-esteem, and just having people that you know are going to be there for you and that are going to, hype you up and make you feel good. So
Yeah.
having those people is so important.
If people are commenting on your pictures in a negative way, I think it's important to tell someone that you trust, especially when an adult, because you should not have to go through this alone, first of all. And it's good to tell someone who's just not just a friend, not someone just your age, because adults do have a certain extent of wisdom with their years. So definitely tell an adult. Also, people who comment those things, they come from a place of hate with themselves. So if they're commenting on your body, it's probably because they don't feel confident in their own self.
Yes.
So don't let that affect how you feel about yourself, because the cycle just keeps going. So
yes,
just block it out.
You honestly have, every day you make a choice whether or not to make that other person stay or make that person's day really bad. And if that person is making your day really bad, you have the same choice. Just spread positivity, and that's going to make you feel better, but also make the other person feel better.
Okay, so moving on, we have another one that would like to remain anonymous. So this is, how do you deal with rumors that are spread about you at school?
I think that with that one, I know everyone loves to say when you have rumors or when you hear rumors, either if it's someone telling you that someone's saying this about your back, behind your back, or if someone's telling you directly. I know people love to say block it out, but it's not the easiest thing to do. And if you've dealt with rumors, you know that blocking it out is definitely not the easiest thing to do. Now, you can distract yourself. That's the thing that works best for me, at least when I've had rumors spread about me at school. I know that everyone says block it out, but when you go to class and you hear people talking about you, it's not the easiest thing to just turn your head into now, if I'm being completely honest. So I say distract yourself, whether that's going to the library and finding a new book, or just saying, hey, can I run down to the art room, or can I just go to the bathroom? I need to take a break for a second. I think that when it comes down to rumors, you need to find something to distract yourself, because you're not focusing in on what they want you to focus in on.
Yes. Also, understand who is spreading those rumors about you. If it's your friend, talk with that person, cut that person out of your life. But also understand that if you are dealing with that, people spreading rumors about you one day, they're probably going to forget about it in a week. And
Right.
20 years from now, it's not going to even matter. So just don't let other people put that much pressure on you.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that just knowing who you are and not letting those rumors take control of you. And I
Mhm.
know that's a lot easier said than done, because I'm pretty sure we've all been there at some point when there's been something said or something spread about us. So just knowing who you are and letting that be what keeps you content at the end of the day, because these people can say whatever they want about you, but if you know who the real you is and you know what you're passionate about and what your positives are, and keeping that in your brain and not letting what these people are trying to put into your brain control you, it's going to be hard because it takes some time to adjust to that. And especially if it's an ongoing thing. If it is an ongoing thing, I would definitely suggest getting an adult involved, whether that's someone at your school, whatever that looks like for you. But just finding what you love about yourself and knowing that's who I am. I'm not what these people are spreading about me.
I completely agree. For me, I think it's really important that you, I wouldn't say do damage control, but talk to people who you care about
Mhm.
and let them know, hey, this isn't true. I just wanted to let you know because I care about you. Because when you're at school, there's 5 million people there that you don't know, that they don't, not that they don't matter, but they're not a part of your life. But certain people, your friends and your family, I think it's important that you let them know, hey, this is going on. This is being said about me. It's not true. I just wanted to let you know. And I think that goes a long way to keep intact your personality, who you are, because the people who are surrounding you understand that you're still you.
I think
Yes,
that's a really great
absolutely.
point, Kim.
Also, one last
Absolutely.
thing to add before we move on to the next question. I think it's also very important to recognize when rumors turn into harassment. I think that
Yes.
especially if it's someone you
Yes.
find out that you know spreading these rumors, recognizing when rumors or just teasing turns into harassment is a really important thing to do.
For sure.
So, on to the next question from someone who would also like to stay anonymous. It's how do I get a girl to like me? And one thing that I actually really liked this question because there's so many things you could do. I think becoming friends with her is really important. Is first off, there are things you could do. You could find out her hobbies, find out her interests. You don't necessarily have to go straight into asking her on a date or taking her
Yeah.
out, but just finding things y'all have in common. Like see if y'all like the same TV show or if you like to do the same things outside of school, whether that's sports or music. I think just finding the common ground between it and just having a conversation with her, talk to her is very important.
I would say to get a girl to like you, just find out what her interests are and start to learn about them and then bring it up. So, if, like, for example, if her interest was playing golf, maybe you could ask her if she could teach you how to play golf, and that would be a super cute date idea. So make sure you get to know her and maybe ask some friends what she likes to do, and that can be a good first date. And make sure you're always yourself, and if it clicks, it clicks.
Oh, yeah. I think that if you started off with the conversation, and I know today, especially with boys, they're always jumping straight in for more. And that's kind of stereotyped as what they only want is they only want a girl for
Mhm.
their body. And so if you go about that a different way and like if she's used to only getting attention from guys in ways that is not good for her and that they only want her for one reason, and you start coming from another route where you actually want to get to know her and you want
You're
to
genuine.
be there for her, it's going to be so much better, and you're probably going to have a better shot of getting her to like you if you are able to, like Jessica said, have those common interests and not only be going to her for one reason. So I think that
Yes.
that's a good thing to think about.
Also, just really get to know that person, develop a relationship with them, like a friendship, even if it doesn't go the way that you wanted to. You have the outcome. You could have a really good friend that you cherish through these years, and there's a lot of possibilities.
That's
Oh yeah,
that's one of the most important things I always like live by, I guess you could say, that conversations can make you a lifelong friend. Saying hi to
for
Mhm.
sure.
someone and starting a conversation with someone, you could go down so many routes with someone simply by just saying hi or how was your day or you look nice today. So many things like that. Just saying a couple of simple words could take you a really long way into knowing a
Oh
person.
yeah. And I think every great relationship does start out as a really great friendship.
Mhm.
So if y'all are able to build that, and it may take some time, but if you are really adamant and you really think that this could go somewhere, taking that time to work up to being in a relationship, start with the friendship, start with gaining their trust, because then it's going to be a whole lot easier if y'all do decide to pursue a relationship.
Mhm.
I think it's important to, oh my gosh, no. But I think it's important to know you can never force a girl to like you. Like you
Yeah.
can pull the sun
Yeah.
and the moon down to earth and give it to her, and if she still
Yeah.
won't like you, because that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Mhm.
So that's important to know. I'm not saying that she doesn't like you, the heck. I'm just saying if she doesn't like you, it's not the end of the
Yes,
world.
it's not
Yeah.
the end of the
You
world.
can't force it. It's all based on how we feel, and also love and relationships are a two-way street. So it
Oh
has
yeah.
to come from both sides, not just one. So
One.
just keep
Yes.
that
Yeah,
in
you have
mind.
to respect that person even if they don't like
Yeah.
you back.
Completely.
Yes.
That's a
And
really
you can
great
still be
point.
friends.
Yes. That's an awesome point, Kim.
All right, let's go into our next question. It's from Anonymous. I'm getting bullied by girls who used to be my friends. They go out of their way to make sure to mess up my life. Any advice for how to handle this?
Oh, I've been there. So honestly, it's important to recognize these people are not your friends anymore. If someone's willing to bully you and purposely hurt you, they're not your friend, and cutting off communication is one of the best things that you can do, because they no longer have an outlet to reach you, if that makes sense. And if they're at your school, I think it's important to let an administrator or a counselor know, because bullying is a problem, and if we let it slip by, then nothing's ever going to get done. And counselors can
Absolutely.
actually get you in certain classes where you're not in classes with those people if you request it. So if it's really that big of a problem, then go ahead and let someone know so you don't have to deal with them.
Honestly,
You can go ahead.
go ahead. Okay, if these girls are going out of their way to bully you, find a support system, find a group of friends who are going to stay with you all the time, whether it be walking to classes, just have people to stand up for you if you feel like you can't do it yourself. But exactly what Kim said, find an adult, find a trusted adult who will help you.
I agree with what Kim said, that there are certain people that you do need to remove from your life, especially if these girls used to be your friends. It kind of shows their true colors of where they stood in your friendship. I think that if they're intentionally going out of their way to do things to upset you or to mess up your life, then I don't think they were true friends in the beginning. Now, yes, they could
Yeah.
have had pure intentions at first and something just changed, but honestly, I know I've had friends since elementary school and they've never done anything like that. Like, it has to be something that goes on in their head for them to just one day wake up and say, hey, I don't want to be friends with her anymore. Like, it has to be something that had happened over time. But I definitely do agree with Kim that you should cut these people out of your life.
Oh, for sure. Great points from everyone. I think that really recognizing, going back to a few questions ago, how these people, they are also struggling themselves, and knowing that they're doing this because something else is wrong or they're struggling themselves. And that does not validate it at all. But you have to realize that these people are trying to get that rise out of you because it makes them feel better. And so if you don't allow them to have that satisfaction and you are able to remain content and not allow them to completely run your life as they are trying to, then that will also help them to stop what they're doing and realize that, oh, we're just being immature. This is not doing anything. Like,
Right.
she's more mature than us, clearly, because she's not allowing our actions to affect herself. So keeping that in mind is also something great to do.
I honestly think the best way to combat this is to be confident in yourself if you just go into that, they're gonna be even more like mad, but just remember that you are confident and you love yourself, and that's what's really important.
I love that. I
Know
love that.
The reason that they're doing this to you is most likely it probably has nothing to do with you per se.
Yes.
It's probably something that might have happened to them, or just something that they think you did, because rumors are a thing. So
For sure.
if they're attacking you, please don't let it affect who you are, or like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
These people are just hateful. So are we on to the next question? Oh, it's me. I'm going into my freshman year this year, and I'm scared of starting school as it is. But with COVID going on, we're given an option between going to school online or in person with all of my friends. They're going to school in person, and the thought of possibly getting sick scares me. How do I tell my friends I'd rather stay online for right now without them judging me or making my decision being influenced or making fun of me for being cautious? Sorry.
Honestly, it's the best thing that you can do is just tell them up front. Be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with going to school with everything that's going on. If they're true friends, they're going to understand, because we are dealing with crazy stuff right now. And just tell them to let them know what you're doing. And later, if hopefully this virus goes away, then you'll be able to see them again.
Yeah. Especially if you're someone who you have someone at your house who does have an underlying issue, whether that's one of your parents or maybe you live with your grandparents. If you are going to school, then you could potentially be putting them in danger as well of getting the virus. So just let them know, be honest about it. Like, hey, I just don't feel comfortable right now, just like Lauren said. And eventually we will be able to be back together. So we can FaceTime until then if you don't feel comfortable meeting at all, or y'all can social distance. You know, there's definitely a lot of ways to still be able to see and interact with those people.
Yeah, and I think, like, kind of like what Lauren said, letting them know up front is really important. I think that, yes, you can understand that, yes, your friends want to go back to school. You haven't seen each other in like 6 months or so, but I also think that they shouldn't have the right to invalidate your feelings of you not wanting to go to school just because they want to go to school and see their friends. You have absolutely every right to want to stay home and to be cautious, because you could have underlying health issues that like your friends might not know about. They don't have to know every single detail of your life. It is completely okay to want to stay home, and your friends should not have the right to invalidate your feelings like that.
If you want to do online, go ahead and do online. I don't think your friends would really make fun of you just because we are living in a pandemic. This is the normal as of right now, and if that's all you have to say is that's the safest option for me and what I feel, and just go from there. But make sure you stay true to what decision you make.
If they're going to make fun of you for that, then they're not really good friends per se. I know for me, I'm staying home because my mom has MS, and so going to school is not an option for me. So I told a friend that, and they were like, oh, you're just scared, or ooh, you're scared of the virus. I'm like, well, I have a mom who has a problem, and if I go out and I bring it, I'll be fine if I go out, but if I bring it home, like, that's it. So you have to be able to vocalize that and not apologize for anything like that.
Right.
It's a serious problem.
It's totally fine to be scared of the virus. Like, this has done crazy stuff to what we're dealing with right now. It's okay. And then just really making sure that you're taking the right safety precautions to ensure safety among your loved ones. But if your friends are just harassing you that you're not going to school, tell them they're not going to have a friend if you do get sick. That's it's weighing it out.
Well, I believe that wraps up our first mini episode of Ask GE. So I'm so excited that we were able to do this. This is super fun. Before we close up, we are all wearing our Girl Edition shirt. So if everyone kind of wants to show these. So this was from the Bling Lady, Tanya Crippen. So big thank you to you for making these amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome. They're so cute, right? Oh my gosh. We love them so much. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Girl Edition Show, Facebook at Girl Edition, and on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you know when we're posting next, and that is Girl Edition Show. Our next episode will be on September 1st at 11:30 a.m. and we hope to see y'all there and y'all viewing. So we're having so much fun with this, and we hope that you guys are really enjoying this as much as we are. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.